Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Monday morning, it's 10:39 and the temperature is, if you can see, I only have a t-shirt on, no sweater. It is beautiful outside, it's blue skies, but it does show it's supposed to get cloudy. Let's take a temperature check here. And it says it's only 58 degrees, feels like 56. I don't know if that's in focus. So it looks like by 6 o'clock it's going to be all clouds. Right now it's complete sun, but as the day goes by will become partly cloudy and then cloudy. But it is supposed to be up to 61 today with minimal winds, and so yeah, it's beautiful outside. So I don't know if I said it already, but welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new beautiful day. So let's get going. I'm only going to Quick Trip, and I'm just going to go pick up some bread because I made a meal plan for this week. Well, I'll talk on the way, so let me turn you around. All right, let's head on over to Quick Trip. As I said, I haven't made a meal plan in quite a while, and I made one for this week. So for lunch today, I have lunches scheduled because breakfast is always hit and miss whether we have it or not. I may have breakfast, but Glenn's not a big breakfast person. More so, he doesn't like eggs. Every now and then he'll agree to have some, but for the most part, he does not like eggs. Unless they're hard boiled and in hot sauce or something, his pickled eggs. So anyway, on today's schedule for lunch, I have tomato soup with either butter bread or grilled cheese sandwich. Grilled cheese is always good dipped in your tomato soup as well. So we're out of bread, so I'm going to go get some. I haven't placed a Walmart order yet because we don't need anything per se right now. So I'm just trying to put that off as long as possible. And according to my meal plan, what we have, we don't need too much for the meal plan. I'll go over the meal plan in just a little bit so you can see what we're going to have this week. I'm feeling much better, thank you to all of you for your well wishes. Yeah, I don't know what happened yesterday. I was feeling fine when I got up. I was feeling energetic. I made those muffins. Then I washed, well, before I made the muffins, I washed some dishes. And then I made the muffins, and then I made lunch. And then my plan was to eat lunch. And then as soon as I could, go outside and clean off the deck and blow off all the leaves and go through the bird feeders, because I have a lot of bird feeders, and I'm going to be probably putting some on Facebook Marketplace as a bundle, because I don't use them all, and a lot of them were given to me by another bird watcher that I used to work with, but I don't use them all, so then I'd rather have somebody else bird watch. And I even thought, since they were given to me, I could just pay it forward and give it to somebody else free who wants to get into bird watching or is a bird watcher, and because bird feeders are so expensive, so I may do that. But just keep the ones I actually use. So I wanted to do that yesterday. That was my plan, and clean off the deck a little bit and cut some grass, but that didn't work out. After I ate lunch, I started feeling my stomach just was upset and did not go well through the night. Well, by the time I went to sleep last night, it was okay. And so anyway, but since I haven't placed an order, we do need some bread for lunches this week. but I do actually want to make a loaf of bread. I found a couple easy recipes, and since I got that stand mixer, why not put it to use, right? So I want to try to make a loaf of bread. Now I have that bread machine, but we weren't really a fan of the bread made in the bread machine, so I want to try to make it in the oven. Use the stand mixer to mix it and knead it. So yeah, sometime this week I'll do that. All right, look at that blue sky. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna go in and get some bread and I'll be right back. All right, everyone, so I am out of Quick Trip. I did buy a couple more things, so I'll show you when I get home. And yeah, I like to shop at Quick Trip for produce too. They're a little short on it today, but I did get a couple things. There was just, as I was walking to the truck, in the trees on the side there, there was a cardinal singing in there, so I took my phone and turned on the recorder to at least try to capture the sound. Because what I would like to do at some point is, when the birds are really vocal, is take my camera out there and record the sound, and then I can extract the sound from the actual picture video and use the sound in like other videos. So I've done that before, extracted the sound from a video. So hope everybody had all you mamas out there had a good Mother's Day. Next is Memorial Day. Let's not forget Memorial Day. Oh. Now, if the temperatures, the weather stayed like this all summer long, that would be perfect. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's comfortable without a sweater. Except I got the windows rolled up and I don't have any fan blowing because I didn't want the noise in the video. So, that's okay. So I'm going to show you our meal plan for the week. We'll end up placing an order at Walmart for groceries. And we don't, like I said, we don't need too much for our meals this week. So that will probably give us a little opportunity to get some stock up stuff. So I think that'll be more so the grocery haul than anything. Now, last Thursday, this past Thursday, I did not make it to either food pantry. So that's why you didn't see a food pantry haul. Definitely will try to make it this week. All right, everyone, so I am home from Quick Trip, and show you what I picked up. 2 loaves of bread. So I got those. I'll throw one in the freezer. I got some hot dog buns because I picked up these Johnsonville Better Cheddar sausages. These are pretty good for a lunch or whatever. Just split them down, face them down, and fry them up. Throw them in a hot dog bun. Sometimes I eat them in a tortilla too, but I got that just to give us an option if Glenn didn't want to have tomato soup. But I did write down lunches just so we have something set in place to have for lunch. I did pick up 2 avocados. They had 3, but one was real mushy. So, and these are not quite ripe yet, so perfect for me. And I picked up 4 bananas. So yeah, as I said, Kwik Trip has come a long way in what they offer. They have hot foods there. They have a bakery shop, the coffee shop, you know, soda fountain, all that stuff. But yeah, they got breads, everything. So it's a convenience store. But now they've added produce and things like that. So I'm happy about that because they have the best avocados. And we do, which I didn't show you last time, we do get a 5-pound bag of really large baking potatoes from there. So I think that's all we're going to use from now on are the big, large baking potatoes, because that's what I was using for my French fries as well. All right, so Glenn is not hungry yet, so he's not going to eat, but he said he doesn't really feel like tomato soup. He'll probably just have a better cheddar, but later on. But I am hungry, so I am going to fry up a better cheddar, split it down, and just have it in a hot dog bun. So, all right, so I'm going to get to that. All right, everyone, so I've got my better cheddar sausage in here, and you can see I cut it down the middle there and put it flat face down, and that way the inside could get a little charcoal there. So these have cheese in it. So yeah, I'm just going to throw this on a hot dog bun and call it lunch. So I guess I'll just see you at the computer table when I'm ready to eat. Alright everyone, so I'm at my computer table and you can see my sausage here. Let me put a different shade of light on. Okay. Yep, so you can put whatever you want on it. Obviously ketchup, mustard, onion, relish, sauerkraut, whatever. But if you know me by now, I'm eating it just like that. So, and I have my trusty friend over here. And my other trusty friend in back of me sniffing out the sausage. So, all right, so I'm going to eat lunch. I'll probably work on editing some bird cam video. I thought about putting the bird cam out again today, but I'll get back with you guys on that. All right, everyone, so it is time to make supper. This is going to take about an hour and a half in the oven, so it is 310 right now. So I've already done all the prep work, cut everything up and everything like that. So I took this is about a pound, little over a pound of ground beef, and I just broke it up into pieces. Just going to spread them out. Then I got some chopped up onion. Right, we're going to go ahead and season that before we put anything else on. This is a easy, super easy ground beef casserole. Just throw some pepper, salt and pepper. And some onion powder. Even though we got onions in there, the seasoning always gets to me. Alright, so now we're going to put in our potatoes. I just took some potatoes and cut them up into rings. Always sensitive to that pepper. And this will be for a couple nights. And we'll have some butter bread with it, some chocolate pudding. We don't have any more of the hot pudding, so I'll have to put that on the grocery list to get. It's probably a lot of potatoes. Alright, so next we're going to throw on some chili beans. Alright, and now we're going to put some tomato soup on there. Sometimes I just put one can, but I've got quite a bit of potatoes in there, so I think I'm going to do 2 cans right away. So I'm going to take the other one. Yeah, normally I'll let it cook for an hour and then I'll take it out and add it, but I think I'm just going to add it right away because I think it'll need it this time. Depends how much you put in for like potatoes, ground beef, and all that stuff. And just spread that around. Alright, we're going to cover it up with tin foil, throw it in the oven, 350, and this will take about an hour and a half to cook. Alright, so I will see you guys in just a little bit. Alright everyone, so this has been in the oven for an hour now, so we're just going to check it, and it was bubbling pretty good, so it's got plenty of juice in it, and that's good. I'm glad I put the 2 cans versus just the 1 can because I knew I put a lot of potatoes in there, and at least with the 2 cans there's enough juice to cover the beans, because the beans sometimes will dry out if there's just not enough juice in there, and the potatoes aren't done. So, and I didn't think this was done, I just wanted to see where we were, so I'm going to put it in and check it in another half hour. Alright, we're going to cover it back up. Smells good. Alright, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright everyone, so I wanted to show you our meal plan for the week. And what I've started doing is instead of printing it on paper or writing it on paper, I have this magnetic whiteboard sheet on the refrigerator. This is what I wrote down all our meats on. And being totally honest, I think it was Chris that made a comment at the time I went through the freezer and showed all the meats and wrote them down. I remember that comment specifically. He says, I hope it doesn't become cumbersome. And it did. So I'm not going to pretend like I can keep up with it and keep checking and writing it down and subtracting it off the whiteboard. So I'm not going to pretend I'm going to keep up with that. So I just erased it. I kind of have an idea. I have somewhat of an idea because I'm in the freezer more so. I know what's in there pretty much. So I erased all that off this magnetic whiteboard sheet that I have on our fridge, and this is where I'm going to put our weekly meal plan. So I have 4 different colors of pens, so just to separate each day, except Friday and Saturday I forgot to separate. So let's take a look at our weekly meal plan for this week. I put the day and the date. So this was Sunday, just showing we had hamburger patties and french fries. And then this is where I got sick, so we didn't have that supper we were planning on. And then today, Monday, lunch, we had the Better Cheddar sausages. And supper, we're having the ground beef casserole, which is almost done. Tuesday, tomorrow, for lunch, I have tomato soup. And then for supper, we'll be having the leftover casserole. On Wednesday, for lunch, I have BLTs. And supper, I'll be making a beef stew on Wednesday in the slow cooker. And then on Thursday for lunch, I have tuna sandwiches, and we'll be eating leftover beef stew for supper. Friday lunch, I have a question mark. Yeah, so I have a question mark. And supper, I'm going to be making myself chicken Alfredo. And Glenn doesn't like that, so he's thought about having meatloaf with scalloped potatoes. So Friday, it's a good possibility I'm going to be making 2 separate meals. And then Saturday, lunch, I have brats and burgers, so I can grill out some brats and burgers on Saturday. And then supper on Saturday will be the leftovers from Friday, which would be my chicken Alfredo and the meatloaf. So that's what I have planned for this week. And we need a few things, but not too much. So that'll give us a little room to stock up on other things. So, all right. So that is our meal plan for this week. All right, everyone. So this has been in there for another half hour. We'll see where we're at. All right. Well, the potatoes are much better. Oh, yeah. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're not going to eat it right away. I'm going to go ahead and shut the oven off right now. And then I'm just going to let it sit in there for a little bit until we eat. And I actually probably should have made this at noontime, because we always talked about making it early so the flavors can come together. So I'm probably just going to cover it up, put it back in the oven, and let it sit there for a little bit until we're ready to eat. But yeah, it looks like the potatoes are done now. All right. So that is all there is to making an easy, super easy ground beef casserole using ground beef, onions, chili beans, or whatever kind of beans you want, potatoes, tomato soup, and that's it, right? All right, so I'm going to put this back in the oven, and I will be back when we're ready to eat. All right, everyone, so we are eating now, and so here it is, just a super easy ground beef casserole to make. And it is delicious. So got a couple of slices of butter bread, and I've got some chocolate pudding to support my Cool Whip. So that's our supper for this Monday night. All right, and that's going to do it for this video. For those of you who are interested, don't forget to stick around for the after this outro. I'll have some bird cam footage, and I have some bird ID with it. So for those of you who are not familiar with certain birds, I put IDs in for the birds. So, all right. So I hope you enjoy it. For those of you who don't care about the bird videos, thank you for watching up to this point. So thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate all of you and the support you give my channel. And with that, remember to live life. Be good to yourself and be good to others. Until next time.
Bye.